Hey you guys, it's Monica and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on the Crystalac Grande Finale. And so, as y'all know, Crystalac has come out with this Grand Finale. It's supposed to be a faster drying one and less coat epoxy alternative. And so it says it bonds to metals, plastics, ceramics, fabrics, and more. We like it. It's FDA compliant, non-toxic, all things we like. Winter is coming. We don't want to be outside. And on the back, it just has some instructions. It says allow 2 hours of drying between coats. Will level as it dries. Do not overwork. You kind of wet it and forget it. Don't use a heat gun and it'll harden up over a few days. And so I purchased this from their website. Come on, pamphlets. Yes, we love pamphlets. And so they came with these couple of pamphlets. And I'm only saying yes pamphlets when you'll see my Hyperion video. I'll talk about why. But you know, USA, USA. We love a bald eagle. Okay, diversity. Yes, diversity and inclusion. He better not be working there just because he dates somebody to work there. But anyways, we love to see it. We love to see a diverse workforce. The old, the young, the blacks, the whites. We love it. But side note, Crystalac, why exactly do y'all got all these Facebook pages? Like, we can't just all be together on one page. I'm not on any of them, but like, that's quite a few. That's a lot. And then we have this other little one. They said, yes, our tumblers are making money. They get their own pamphlet. So we love that. And so it just goes, it has a lot of words. I don't know if y'all know this, but I actually work in standards, like writing standards. So if y'all need me to streamline this, reach out to me. I got y'all. Okay, David and Dorinda. Yes, David, I got you blocked, but I'm going to try to remember to unblock you when I post this video. And Miss Dorinda, baby, I would assume you are from Georgia. But I know y'all are from Tennessee, but I'm going to say that you have ancestors in Georgia. Anyways, this is the cup I initially made. And when I got done glittering this cup, you see me looking at it, I'm like, this looks too much like my glitter stapler. We're not going to use this one. So I'm going to do a different glitter on this cup. And if you're wondering, I'm using a 30-ounce Hog straight tumbler. And it is spray painted white with Rust-Oleum flat white primer spray paint. You can just pick that up at your local hardware store or Walmart. And it's still only like $4 if you choose to get it from Amazon. And so I'll leave a link to it below. And so I am using just Mod Podge, the glossy one. And I am using the Wet n Wild contour brush. You can pick it up the $1.25 tree. And for this one, I'm just going to kind of keep it simple. And I'm going to do an ombre of the color Raven. And the new color, it's called Reptar because Reptar is a green dinosaur. And he has like the purple little things going down his back. Super cute. I know. Thank you. I be in my creative bag every now and again. And then my camera cut off, so you don't see the whole thing. But like, this isn't about me glittering the tumbler. So like, don't be mad at me about that part. But I know you're probably going to be like, wait, Mon, wasn't the stapler purple and green, and then you still turn around to the purple and green cup? It looks different to me. It's a different flavor over here because the other ones were iridescents. These are metallics. There is a difference. I promise y'all. Like, yeah, sure, I could have kept the other one, but I don't know. This just has a different flavor to me. Don't judge me. It is what it is. And so I was like, oh, what am I going to seal the cup with? And so I'm like, I'm just going to seal it with Brite Tone because I don't know what else to seal it with. So let's just go with Brite Tone. Oh, and someone's probably going to ask, why didn't I use their glitter glue? Because girl, I'm not paying no extra money when I still got all this Mod Podge. Now, Mr. David, if you and Miss Dorinda want to send that glitter glue over this way, please feel free. I will send you the P.O. box. But yeah, use whatever kind of glue you've been doing. Brite Tone works really well with like Mod Podge and stuff like that. So like, it's not even that big of a deal in my opinion. I haven't had any issues using it with their products. So in case you're wondering, it works fine with that. Just get the top coat that you want to get. All right, so now is the time. Let's go ahead and get into coating this with this Grand Finale. And so in my mind, when I started this cup, I'm like, oh, it's thicker. Like, we're not going to need as many coats. I'm thinking 3. 2 to get it started. I'm going to sand it. I'm going to put my vinyl on it. And then I'm going to wrap it up with one more layer. And that's going to be my Grand Finale. Like, bada boom, we're going to be donezo. Like, that's it. It's going to be over with. That is not what happened. Because if that was the case, this video would be over. But you can see the video still has like 9 minutes left because it's not over. And so I'm just using a brush and like I'm trying to do what it says. It says just like wet it and forget it. Like, I don't know how thick it should be. I don't know how thin it should be. And I'm kind of just gauging. And I was like, you know, I always feel like that first layer of everything it kind of more soaks into the into the cup, into the glitter, like filling in those potential spaces. and then leveling out what's left on the top. And so I'm like, okay, I know that's going to happen because in my mind, again, we're doing 3 layers and that's going to be it for me. That's it. But that's, like I said, that's not what happened. And so I'm just making sure this is like fully coated, that we got a good covering on it. We're going to wet it and now we're going to forget it. So didn't use a lot. I was very happy. I said, okay, we didn't use a lot. Like you can do so many cuts with it because again, I thought I was doing 3 layers. So let's come back layer 2. Let's get it popping. Let's get it going. Let's see what we're doing. And so I think, honestly, I was working too thin. Oh, and y'all, like, this is just my experience and how I'm doing. If you're one of those Brite Tone fanatics and your goal at the end of this video, or even while I'm speaking right now, is to leave a hateful comment, you can just click out, girl. Click out or when you put your address in the comments. I'm gonna keep it real cute with y'all. If you use this and you have actual constructive criticism, besides go to our Facebook page, I'll appreciate it as well. I told y'all in the last video, I don't do Facebook because y'all be doing too many conspiracies over there, and I live in the real world and I don't have time. So leave the constructive comment and constructive criticism in the comments, please. It would be appreciated. But again, if you plan on leaving a hateful comment and telling me how I just messed up everything and I don't know what I'm doing, like, girl, you can take that to somebody else's page, please and thank you. We are a nice community of people over here. I've cultivated a group of very nice people, and I would like to keep it like that, so you will not be welcome. Anyways, and so I didn't talk through 2 layers. So I started to put it on a little thicker. As you can see, like, you can actually see the milky whiteness now. When I'm putting it on, I think I just needed to put it on thicker. So I tried to start putting it on thicker. And I'm like, okay, we're getting there, but I should have been done by now because I didn't plan on still making this cup. Like, we're on day 2. I plan on having this cup done in a day because, like, I was like, ooh, it's like, now it's like the quick coat epoxy. Like, you can get a cup done in a day. Not what happened. And so now I'm trying to put it on a little thicker. And I've noticed it's going on the fine glitter just fine, but it's really struggling with coating that chunky glitter. And granted, I could have laid my chunky glitter down a little flatter, but I can only like put it through one time under like some parchment paper. And so it's not the flattest it could be, but I still thought I would be able to overcome that. So now I'm just going to sand. And so I was hoping, again, I would still only have 2 layers to do after this. So I'm using some fine paper, some 220 grit paper that I just get at Lowe's. You can buy your sandpaper from wherever you want to buy from, girl. I do not care. Buy what's in your budget. This is the Gator paper, and it's like $6 a pack, but I do like it because you get a lot, and I feel like it lasts longer than like when you buy like cheap sandpaper. And so my goal, like I'm thinking of it like it's bright, like regular Brite Tone. And so my goal is just to sand it flat, sand it super, super flat. And I'm also did that with the chunky section, trying to sand it. And I sanded the chunky with 80 grit to try to get it flat, flat, flat as I could. Like, broke my wrist, was tired. Oh, and I also wear my respirator when I'm sanding. I keep it like right there by my station so I can just throw it on. So you should be wearing protection when you're having anything to do with like those dust particles and stuff. So just remember, protect your throat, ladies. Like I said, winter is coming. We don't want to be bedridden. And so I tried to go in with the finger method to see if I would like that, because like I felt like the brush was soaking up a lot of the product. Very quickly noticed that I did not like that. So you can see that quick without me even being able to mention it, I'm back to using the brush. And so I would try to like squeeze a little bit of the product that was left afterward, because like I didn't want to wash it down the sink, because I'm like, that's $1 going down my sink. And so tried to save as much of the product as I could. All right, and you can see that product now is coming down because we're on our 6th layer and it's taking forever. At this point I felt defeated. I'm just like, this cup is not as smooth as I would like it. It's not as shiny as I would like it. I feel like if this were like a Brite Tone cup, we would kind of still be at the same stage, which for me was very confusing, because I'm like, it's supposed to be it's not as like liquidy, as it's thicker than the Brite Tone. So you would think you would get more coverage and you would get more immediate results and you can do more coats more quickly. But like you can see the 7th layer, like you can be like, oh, but it looks shiny. It's also under a light. So like the light is helping it a lot. But like when you turn that light off, it still wasn't as shiny, as smooth, or anything as I wanted it to be. And I was, like I said, I felt very defeated at this point, because I didn't know what I was doing wrong or what I should have done differently. I did go on their website to kind of see, and I noticed that their website does not say how many coats like a typical tumbler would use. And so it literally just says, you know, requires multiple coats, wait 2 hours between coats. And so not having that kind of guidance, or like knowing, because I always tell you, everyone's Brite Tone number is different. I know everyone's grand finale number will be different, but like not having that guidance as to know when I need to stop or like contact us if you're not getting these results after this amount of time. Like, I was very confused. And so this is what it looks like. And like I said, it's under the light. It's starting to get shinier, but I'm like, this is not going well. And like that chunky glitter was still giving me hell. And so I had to go back in and I just sanded the crap out of it the best I could to try to get it as flat as possible, because it was not agreeing with trying to level out smooth enough on top of that. And so this is where it starts to go wrong with that sanding layer. And so now I'm going back and I'm just going ahead and filling it in with more of the Grand Finale. And so after this, I had determined that I'm like, okay, I think at least the Raven glitter is smooth enough where I feel comfortable enough putting an vinyl decal on top of it. So instead of waiting the 2 hours, I waited the 3, and this is kind of how it looks. And so then I noticed that there were, and like you can't see the light is so bright, and even when I turned the light, you couldn't really see it. It was just hard to pick up on the camera, but like you could still see like the scratches from the sanding paper. And so I know, like, even when you do that with epoxy, epoxy is really good about filling those spaces. And even when I do Brite Tone, as long as you use like a fine, and like, you look like where my light is shining on my tumbler right now, you can see it looks like there's like the surface is buffed, kind of like it's scratched up. And I was hoping that because the product is so thick, it would fill in those scratches. But it wasn't having it. So I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and put this vinyl on and see if maybe the next layer will kind of even out and fill in all those sanding marks. I shouldn't say scratches, those sanding marks, and, you know, give us a nice non-scratched up, sanded up surface. And this is just a decal I got from Etsy. I found like one of those super packs and it was like $1. What y'all doing for Halloween? What are we doing for Halloween? I'll be on my couch like I always am. So yeah, and then I'm going back in with a thick coat, trying to get that thing coated, trying to get it even. And I was defeated. I'm not even gonna lie. I was to the point where I was like, I don't know why I'm still doing this. And so after this, I waited in 2 hours and I stopped. I said, that's it. I'm throwing in the red flag. You can see I've used about 1/4 of the product and those scratches didn't go away. And that's what made me stop at this point, because I got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what I did wrong, because I don't know. So this is kind of what it looks like now. And we're going to try this again. So if you want to see a glitter combination or something, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like the video, leave me a constructive comment below, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest at PeriodSixDesigns. And love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.